Hello there, this is the Shawn1113 podcast show. I am your host, Shawn1113. Yes, believe it or not, it's November now. Getting to the fall season, the leaves are already turning, if it hasn't peaked already. Getting a little colder, a little bit cooler, a little windy, sometimes even a little snowy in some remote parts of the United States. But thank you for listening to the Shawn1113 podcast show. Any and all information I have will be down below. So if you love this content, put a 5-star review wherever you're listening to this podcast, whatever platform you may be listening to, anywhere and everywhere in the world, and give a 5-star rating as well, or comment as well at Spotify or podcasters.com via voicemail. With that, there's a lot of things going on. I'm going to talk about a lot about the NFL because the trade deadline, the chaotic situation. Well, we'll talk about college football as well, but the NFL does take center stage in a way. And I have a question. How in the world did the San Francisco 49ers get richer? How in the world did they find a way to get Chase Young and Randy Gregory on that team in a bye week, no less? Gotta give him a lot of credit. I mean, getting him and Chase Young is wow. That was a pretty nice one. Then Buffalo gets Rasul Douglas from Green Bay. Jacksonville taking Ezra Cleveland, a tackle to protect Trevor Lawrence. Joshua Dobbs in Minnesota. We'll see what he does in Minnesota with Joshua Dobbs, but he definitely earned his spot. And given that Kirk Cousins is injured now in the IR for the rest of the season, which is why they have to make this trade in the first place. But it's not a bad one. It's it's. I feel bad for the Viking fans. I really do with that. Then I was looking at the Seattle getting Leonard Williams. That was actually a good one. Get a second and fourth for New York, and and the Eagles just doing William Dealey, maybe the best GM in football. I'm not so sure, but a good, like I said, pretty decent. I mean, trade deadline stuff, but I think San Francisco and Philadelphia were clearly the winners in that one. And the Minnesota Vikings, if Joshua Dobbs does, pan out, basically. I'm sorry, I'm just waking up in the morning, haven't had my coffee yet. Now, speaking of also the NFL, parity does live in the National Football League. It is chaotic. There's no clear-cut team in the NFL right now. So, in my opinion, that will be probably the case for the rest of the season, to be honest with you. So, that's with the NFL. NBA, the James Harden trade, I don't know about this one. Did they give up too much? Did the Clippers give up too much? I don't know. It's Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington, going back to the 76ers, and Marcus Morley Sr. and Kenny Martin Jr. Might be not a bad one. Getting Harden, Tucker, and Philip Petrusev, if I'm not mistaken, to the Clippers. It's going to be pretty interesting that trade. Let's see how it pans out for both teams, the Sixers and the Sixers and the Clippers. The Sixers at least probably are the winners in that trade because they getting ready get rid of what their opinion is a headache. And that headache was James Harden. He just clearly didn't want to trade for the Sixers. No, let's put it like that. And he wanted to play for, yeah, we'll see how it pans out with that NBA trade. I'm sure there'll be more as time goes on that. But now on to the college football stuff. Now pretty soon, college basketball, NBA, NHL ongoing. I'll talk about the NHL in a minute. First of all, Adam Johnson, R.I.P. Freak accident. That's an accident. Oh, but it's a tough one to even talk about. But this Adam Johnson one who got killed by the skate, unfortunately, and it's very tragic. To a guy that has a bad reputation, to a guy, and I didn't even realize this until it's like he got kicked. The guy got kicked in the neck, probably I'm no health expert, but probably in the jugular vein to the point that he bled to death. 4 inches in the skate. Is there more to this? I don't know. It is tragic, I will say that. Now on to college basketball. Coming up soon, college football is still ongoing. And the chaos. I right now, in my opinion, Georgia is probably the team to beat until otherwise. The Michigan scandal gets widened. Last time I talked here, it was the Michigan. It was the allegations, but now more and more is getting true for Michigan at the moment. I think right now the clear path is Ohio State and Georgia at the moment, and everybody else is it's in it's like in a way in the NFL chaotic. I mean, like I said, Georgia and Ohio State, they're separate. I'm not even putting Michigan in there because of the scandal. And they might even go undefeated, but I'm not even put there because of these allegations of the scandal. Right now. But in my opinion, I don't know. Everything else below that, it is chaotic in college football right now. It really is. Now, the World Series, Texas, that's this podcast, it have a 3-game 1 year. I think look like they're going to win their first World Series unless they do a 2011. But I don't think so. But that's besides Garcia and Scherzer being out for the rest of the World Series. But I think they have more than enough to win this World Series. But like I said, unless they pull 2011, that's all I'm going to say about that. NHL, NBA, Premier League soccer ongoing. Happy to see Manchester City beat Manchester United again. It sounds like a broken record at this point. Sorry, Man U fans. I know you love your Man United, but we own you now. My Man City has owned you for pretty some time. Let's face it. It's not going to get any better until you get better players. I want to make it a rival again. Man City and the Manchester Derby. I want to make it better. Better for you guys. Get better players, and then we'll fight it out. When we have it twice. Let's put it like that. Now, on to college football. To some of these games, week 10, Shawn Steele's college football picks 2023-2024, plus the FCS picks. Here we go. Arkansas and Florida, I'm picking Florida. Kansas State and Texas, picking Texas. Notre Dame and Clemson, picking Notre Dame. Texas and Ole Miss. Texas A&M and Ole Miss. I'm going to pick Ole Miss. Georgia Tech and Virginia all of a sudden become a pretty decent game, actually. But I'm picking Georgia Tech. Missouri and Georgia has a potential upset, but I'm picking Georgia otherwise. Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, the Bedlam game, the last one probably for a while. I'm picking Oklahoma State. LSU and Alabama, picking LSU. Miami and North Carolina State. Ew. I'm a Miami fan. I'm going to pick Miami, but I'm very lukewarm right now. Oregon State and Colorado. I'm picking Oregon State. TCU and Texas Tech, picking TCU on that one. UCLA and Arizona also become a pretty decent game. I'm picking UCLA. Washington and USC. USC with that really bad offense. I'm picking Washington. Michael Penix just tear them apart. And then the FCS game of the week, Sacramento State and Weber State. I'm picking Sacramento State in that one. And, like I said, with the holidays time coming pretty soon, actually, I can't wait. I can't wait. There's a lot going on. Like I said, a lot of things going on in sports right now that I'm very happy. So there'll be plenty of things to talk about, plenty of things to choose from. And yes, I can't believe it's November. I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful it's November, not October. Let's put it like that. With that, that is the Shawn1113 podcast show. And wherever you're listening, anywhere and everywhere in the world, thank you for listening. And if you want to contact me, everything will be commented below. And give this podcast a 5-star rating and share this podcast. And with that, thank you for listening. And as always, please stay encouraged no matter what.